Hello there and welcome to my channel Novice Modelling in a Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy and today I'm going to be doing you a quick what's in the box kit review on my 172 Sherman Firefly, which is model number A68221 by Airfix. And as you can see, this is a sort of starter set and it comes with 3 acrylic paints, a brush and a bottle of a tube of poly cement. Now the reason I'm actually doing this, and I'm doing another 4 kit reviews today, is you can actually pick these up at the moment from the UK supermarket Lidl for £6.99. And I toddled off down there yesterday to buy myself a bottle of wine and found these quite happily sitting in the aisle, so I decided to snap them up because £6.99 is a pretty good price. Now as you can see, I've actually built one of these previously, so I do know a little bit about the kit and I can give you my humble opinion on how good or how bad I think it is. Now the other kits that you can pick up, which we'll be reviewing today, are the 172 Supermarine Spitfire Mark 1A, which is model number A68226. We will also be reviewing the de Havilland Tiger Moth, which is A68223. We'll be doing this Woolies MB Cheap with 75mm gun and trailer, which is A68217. And we'll also be doing a review for the 172 Tiger 1, which is A68222. Now this particular kit, I've actually consulted Scalemates for a little tiny bit of information. And it's actually based on a new tool, which was first introduced in 2020. So it's a relatively new kit. It's not one of these sort of old Reeboks kits that certain manufacturers do sort of release cheaply every now and again. So it should be, you know, from a novice's standpoint, which is kind of where I am, it's a pretty good kit. And from a sort of someone that's intermediate or at a higher level, it should be, you know, more than acceptable for what it is, which is pretty much just a little tank at the end of the day. So we're going to go through the information provided by Airfix, and then we'll have a quick look at the instructions, we'll have a look at the parts, and we'll have a quick look at this one that I produced about sort of 2 or 3 months ago. So as Allied forces began to move off the D-Day beaches and into the Normandy countryside, they knew that they would be facing strong opposition from German panzer units, including the feared heavy tank battalions. Fortunately, they now had a tank which was capable of taking on the Tigers and Panthers in the form of the Sherman Firefly, a British-designed marriage of the M4 Sherman and their famous 17-pounder anti-tank gun. Usually deployed in a ratio of 1 Firefly to 4 standard Shermans, German tank commanders soon learned to look for the longer barrel of the Firefly and attempt to knock these tanks out first. In order to make identification more difficult, British crews would camouflage the front of their guns with light coloured paint, giving their tank the appearance of a standard 75mm equipped Sherman, hoping this deception would give them enough time to get the first shot during any engagement. There's a little bit of brief history of what we're talking about. Now we're going to have a quick look at the instructions, which are very nicely provided in colour. So here we can see we have a quick sprue diagram telling us what we should actually have with our kit. And in section 1 we're going to basically assemble the hull together with this bottom plate and these 2 side plates. Then we're going to attach the front and the rear, so we end up with this sort of bathtub type configuration. Then we're going to put these 2 mountings on the front for our drive sprockets, are they? And we're going to put this little bit on the back also. It actually kind of like this. It kind of shows you which bits you're pulling off the sprue. I've not seen that before. That's kind of useful, especially to a novice. So that's a good little thing. Just notice that. Section 4, we're going to put the tracks, which are single piece. It obviously seems to be recommending that you paint the tracks up prior to mounting them. That is definitely how I constructed mine. I basically added these actually as the last thing because I airbrushed my tank. Section 5, we're going to be looking at the top of the hull, which is basically a top part, some little small pieces that go in, and this rear plate. And we're going to look at the top of the hull, and we're going to put a few small and minor pieces on. Again, they're highlighted on the sprue. Good job, Airfix, I like that. Number 7, we're going to put the top of the hull to the bottom of the hull. And then number 8, we're going to move on to our turret, putting this forget what it's called. I can't remember what it's called. And then we're going to put the barrel in as well, and it does actually handle the say no glue on this part, so you can actually get the barrel to move up and down. Section 10, we're going to put the, what is it called? I forget, doesn't matter. We're going to put the rotational part of the turret on. Again, it's saying don't put any glue on here, so you can move the barrel up and down. We're going to put the commander's cupola on. We're going to put this small piece of the muzzle brake onto the barrel, and then we're going to attach our constructed turret to our hull of the tank. Obviously, no glue again required because we might want it to rotate, and then we'll end up with hopefully something looking a little bit like that. On the rear of the box, we get a full coloured diagram of exactly where we need to put our decals, and it actually tells us what tank this actually represents. This is the 1st Squadron, 2nd Armoured Regiment, 10th Armoured Cavalry Brigade of the Polish 1st Armoured Division, England 1944. Which is basically the one that I've actually done. As you can see, it's got PL on here, which I'm kind of guessing is Poland, and it's got a variety of other small identification markings on it as well. As we can see here, the recommended way for painting of the road wheels is black, obviously, and then we've got some grey on our tracks. Now, looking at the sprues, we'll look at this one first, which is the top part of the hull. And it's got some nice detail on it. As you can see, it's got already attached or moulded on tools. We've got a sledgehammer, we've got an axe, and we've got another small tool here. I believe this section here is actually for the maintenance and cleaning of the barrels. We've got 2 rather plain and uninteresting side parts to the bottom of the hull. We've got the base of the hull, and as we can see, these little mounting points here, they match up with there to give you a nice, decent fit. As part of our drive mechanism, that's the rear. Again, that's got some quite nice detail on it, with some pipes and this sort of grilled effect for, I'm guessing that's sort of air ventilation or the radiator. That's the front of the hull itself. Moving on to this sprue, we've got our barrel, which is largely one piece. Looks like I've got a tiny little bit of flash that I need to pop out there in the muzzle brake. There's our commander's cupola. We've got some sort of hooks or mounting points there. This is the it's the sort of gun rest that you can put on for when it's actually travelling. We've got the tracks, which, like I said previously, are one piece, no fiddly construction required, ideal for a novice like myself. And we've got the turret here, which again has got some kind of nice detail on these this sort of storage compartment at the bottom. We can see we've got another hatch here, that's part of the turret, and that's the rear of the tank itself. Now we get 3 paints with this. We get this one green, which is, I think it's like an olive drab. This is actually the colour that I painted mine up in a couple of months ago, and it was mine was a little bit sort of stodgy, but I had to sort of revitalise it with some, I think I just used Tamiya X28 acrylic thinner, and it came out really nice. Got rid of all the lumps. I seem to recall I actually used my own paint actually on the tracks, which I think is some sort of steel. And the black I would have used for my road wheels. We get one option for decals, which, as previously discussed, is from the 1st Polish Armoured Division, which comes with the American style stars for easy identification on the battlefield by the rather occasionally incautious British and American Air Forces. And we get a few other small ones. I seem to remember these are some unit markings, and they're kind of difficult to apply. I think, yeah, I did get them on mine as well. You get a Humbrol Airfix standard number 2 brush, which I airbrushed mine, I seem to recall. Or did I? Can't Gotta be honest with you, I can't remember. No, I wouldn't have airbrushed this. I would have hand painted this because the paint, I didn't want to put the paint through the airbrush. You also get a small Humbrol poly cement, which you can add to your probably ever-growing pile of them, which is what I have. And here is the kind of finished article that I managed. I did this sort of May because I was building a load of D-Day 172 stuff, and this was the first 172 armoured kit that I actually built. So I kind of think I did a reasonably okay job of it, to be honest with you. Obviously my turret rotates. I got all the necessary decals on. I painted my tracks and my road wheels to a reasonable standard hand painting. The only thing I really didn't do was apply any varnish, because I only started varnishing kits a few weeks ago basically, and I was just a bit sort of cautious about what I was doing. As you can see, that's the rear of the tank again with its unit markings on it, etc, etc. So there we go, that's our little review complete. Like I said, there are reviews going up for the Tiger, the Jeep, the Tiger Moth, and the Spitfire Mark 1. So please do check those out also. They'll be released this evening as well. And obviously, you know, it's a good buy at Lidl, £6.99. So in my humble opinion, pop down there and revel in the bargain that you can actually pick up at your local supermarket. Please do like and subscribe. I've got roughly 120 kit reviews on the go online at the moment, so there's plenty of variation there between 135, 172 and a few other sort of random scales available. I'll be doing some kind of interesting things coming up. Going to be doing a little bit, hopefully, improvements to the channel, and we're going to start doing some builds in thematic series probably within the next 30 days or so. So plenty going on. Please do like and subscribe, and be seeing you.